What's going on? Definitely want to just shine something. Normally, I talk about some real situations or real politics and stuff like that, but sometimes I want to um, really just shine a light on something. Now, it's not really as important, but it do have some serious um, examples to it. Now, like I said, I was over there at Paris Milan. She did a live chat. She don't do too many live chats. She mainly just make a video and that's pretty much it. Um, but she was doing the live chat a few days ago. I don't know what happened with the live chat. It just ended abruptly. But the topic was more about African men marrying ADOS women and over white women. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, I'm not really much of an I respect certain aspects of the interracial relations, but like I said, it ain't nothing better than being with somebody that's basically of similar genetics of you. You know what I'm saying? So, um, you know, I have no problem with African men marrying ADOS women or nothing like that. I think, like I was trying to say, there's a there's other reasons of doing it, but I mean, let me back this up. What I really want to say is I know a lot of people that come from uh, parents that's from different ethnics of the diaspora. That's what I was going to say. I know a lot of people that have ADOS mothers and they have a non-ADOS father. And sometimes those relationships tend not to really last long. There's a lot of conflictions with cultures, a lot of conflictions um, with there's really a lot more about the culture. It's a confliction more of identifying with one group struggle over the next. Now, some people are maybe among the Caribbean or South American or so far they have a more of a general connection with La ADOS because they come from a descent of slavery. So that's a connection that you can't have with somebody from the Caribbean or South America, like Afro Latino or something like that, versus somebody straight from the African continent because they don't really dealt with that type of racism and that type of oppression. The closest form of somewhat of oppression that's similar to the United States is apartheid of South Africa. But besides that, nobody else don't have that type of commonality or that type of solidarity because you coming from countries that were has a hand in the slave trade. So there's a lot of different ethnics and tribals, different types of custom ties, and there's a superiority of a complex among the tribes. So you have a lot of different obstacles and stuff like that, and adversaries. So I mean, basically, was just saying, um, you know, I really don't know because dating an African, marrying an African, is to me, I think, is a little bit different. Marrying, when you marry them, that's when shit pretty much gets real. Some girls were saying all these African men so beautiful. I said, look, I'm not knocking them. I ain't talking shit on the brothers. But look, I show love among the diaspora. That's it. That's how I get down. Um, but I definitely said something in the room to Paris. I think she had some type of maybe, um, I think she got maybe a little bit defensive, but uh, what maybe I said, or what probably other people in some of the chat said, that certain African men, they tend to go to American Black or ADOS women because it's the position and the opportunity that is presented at that time. Sometimes it's not love. Sometimes it's more about getting the bag. Um, like I said, if you look at you got maybe some African men when they look, they're used to dating um they're used to dating uh black women. You know what I mean? It's pretty much what you see. Um, if you in Europe, you're going to tend to see more African date interracial because in Europe society is more open to interracial relationships. So there's still a racial line and epithet to it, but it's not as glaring and historical as it would be in the States, in the United States. So many people among the diaspora knows to get the bad, they have to morph and mask themselves under ADOS culture, under ADOS perceptions, and ADOS life. As well, they have to kind of date black. Now, do some of them fall in love with ADOS? There probably is some women that's ADOS that a lot of these African men do fall in love with, and so forth and so forth. But there is a reason why they still tend to go to the United States and mess with ADOS because they know the position opportunity that is opened up more readily than in Europe or in Asia or anywhere in the world that do have a close knit and almost of abandonment of outsiders, especially of African descent. And so you have to look at that. What I would say in response, and I said in the chat, I don't know, because you have some people that were talking about ADOS. You got a lot of people that's from Caribbean or African that were still kind of talking. Paris, she did, I think it was kind of like a letdown. She was saying, like, yeah, I just found this out now. But then she started saying, oh, well, you guys are saying if I can't be with the ADOS man, that's not what we're talking about. Being ADOS or non-ADOS it's almost like theoretical. You know what I'm saying? It's not as much of an importance of that. I know some people here to read and other stuff like that. When you talk about the blood quantum, and I understand that as well. Um, but um, but I understand that as well. But what I basically was saying is there is a disdain within the diaspora that is have an effect that's on ADOS. Now, is it a generalization? No. It could be individual, sometimes is it collective, sometimes as well. But what I was trying to say, the women is probably the epitome of what's really gauging an economic collective of a certain segment of the group. And a lot I do know from my perception and my dating experience, a lot of females that is among the diaspora tend not to really mess with ADOS men. They don't, because they already know that ADOS man is not the most fluid group. Yes, they are cultural dominant. They some do have an attractive affinity to them, but they also know that they're the most porous group in whatever position of society that they're in. They don't have no power. They have no leverage. So it's kind of like almost like a no-win zone. Now, foreign white women, European will maybe date American black, maybe, but they come from a higher order of society. You know what I'm saying? If you got white supremacy do run this world. So they coming from a higher anarchy of society. So they already have an economic protection that most women do not have, especially black or African or among the diaspora women do not have that type of protection. So they're trying to get a hold into with the most stable, most guaranteed economic niche for them and their children if they have some. So they tend to steer away from ADOS men. Now don't get me wrong, the first generation, okay, second generation a little bit different, third generation immigrants are different because they're more Americanized. So it's a little bit different of interaction and and certain type of perception. The perception is a little bit more watered down. It's not as keen as being an immigrant. It still ain't as strong as being a first generation immigrant. When you're a second gen, it's kind of you're more diluted to the perception of what the native black population ADOS is. So you're more prone to it. So you'll see females that third, second generations that are dating ADOS man, but their family already got the niche and they already been generations in already. So, but yeah, that's really what I was trying to explain in the chat. I wasn't really trying to be forceful or nothing like that. I was just want to just let them know that you know um, ADOS men don't really have a desiring point among foreign black women. Even though, like I said, unless you're well-to-do, you're a rapper, singer, successful businessman, whatever type of man making six figures, seven figures, you might have a chance, or even if you're a tourist, you do have a chance to hook up with those foreign women, but you're within the confines of their own country. So, but them coming over there, the perception is totally changed. But I was just trying to just put that out there for Paris, because they were just talking about black men, this and this, and they African men, they chose us over, all the type of women. Nah, I mean that's you don't know. You could be men's permission is just like anybody else. So African men might have you, but they got about 5, 10 other women. They got maybe 3, 4 white women on the team. Some of them is probably all over the world. But right now they focus on you because you are the bread and butter. I mean, it's not you as being an individual wealth of you. It's the area of the country and the citizenship that you hold that they're trying to get access to. So it's pretty much like that. I mean, I know she dates a Nigerian second gen, and he's cool. And I said the perception of culture is very different. Some people say when they dating you, it's fine, but when they marry you, the whole thing kind of changed a little bit. But like I said, unless that man is going to fight and help and advocate for your people's struggle and certain type of advocacy of black empowerment, then fine with it. But if he's not advocating for your specific group that you are and that you identify as, and he's not advocating for that type of group, like he don't really care, then you got to you gotta look at him in a different light. Same way if you're dating a non-ADOS woman, you got to look at her in a different light. If she's going to advocate for your group or not. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people in these interracial, if you're trying to practice black economic empowerment, and they looking at you on the pause side. So I thought that's really what I was trying to inject. I also have some disagreement in what the conversation was. ADOS is not really trying to be decisive. I mean, I don't think Paris was trying to come at ADOS the wrong way. But I do know Paris she might have to back up what she's doing. Because like I said, she cried, like she was on a vet show several months ago. You did go on, you had some beef with Missy X. And I know everybody has ties with Voice Walker, understand that. But, like I said, it's a solidarity, everybody's on code. Um, she, she should know. I think that what got me upset was she, a couple videos back, she acknowledged the ADOS movement and the ADOS identity. And I think from the stream, she walked it back like she didn't really know anything about ADOS and all that. So that kind of made me not get paused, but that just kind of made me like really want to know what the deal is. But besides that, that's just my clarification of Paris Paris Malone's live stream. I don't know what happened with it because it just abruptly ended. But like I said, man, like I said, it ain't really much important. I just really want to talk. I just really want to talk about the true actual relationship of a non ADOS and an ADOS because like I said, there's a lot of different interior motives. And most women, they go to where there's the economic stability. A lot of women's not going to go into something they have no stability in. And being with American black men, ADOS men, a lot of those foreigners, especially that's coming from a lower or poorer background or country they're from, is not going to take that chance. Only maybe a white woman that would take that chance because they're from the hierarchy of society that they're in. But yeah, besides that, that's all I really want to talk about, man. And I'll hit you guys up real soon. All right, one.